about an hour as we continue our fairly lopsided war of conquest as against it. That's like Gale. Our child queen, not even child queen, baby queen, at 1 year old, rests comfortably at home. Probably gonna be about an hour because it's already 2:30. Yeah, we can, at the very least, get this all wrapped up. That it's probably going to be done like in the first few minutes at this rate. Very good. Maybe we're able to get in there before they could finish recapturing enemy territory. It's mostly, waiting, sometimes blurring, hitting for considerably weaker regiments. They're at 100 war scores, so it's like the Muslims are fighting amongst themselves. Let's refer very far from the Middle East, so not much of a concern for us. The big concern is mostly Novgorod, which though looks like Sweden and yep, that's exactly what we wanted, so we'll accept your offer. It looks like Finland and Sweden have both broken free from the rule of Novgorod, which means that Finland now owns this particular territory that we've been after pretty much this entire game, which we're currently threatening by 8%. So defensive pacts can be formed. Yep, there's a defensive pact going, like, storing up now. Yeah, we're also gonna need to make sure we have an heir once or fairly soon. Not after the first queen has to come of age to actually, you know, produce an heir. Probably go ahead and get betrothed to somebody. Matrilineal marriages only, so that way, hey, will be of our the children will be of our dynasty. Naturally, no one much better than the courtier who was one could go for a matrilineal marriage. So, well, this guy would result in a non-aggression pact with somebody. That's to result in a non-aggression pact with Jude. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that guy for now. You know, a lot can happen in like 14 years. It looks like Finland's now involved in multiple wars. Because both Novgorod and Gotland went to insular territory. We got a new commander. Well, Novgorod got all that territory back. Getting real tired of the voter in it, since you know we kind of need it in order to be able to reform the faith. We're the only two new Holy Lands that are reasonably close to somewhere we could actually conquer are both owned by Novgorod. So we've got potentially up to 9,000 of the like 10,000 troops provided their tribal allies come to their age. We've only got about half that. So right now it's mostly a matter of waiting around, seeing what happens. See if there's any tech we can invest in. Shipbuilding. So we can encourage rules of justice. Storage techniques. That's about it. Right now. Because you can probably move the speed up by one more. Prisoner has been complaining. So it's placement under house arrest. In fact, it's ransom to get 70 gold if he could afford it. Because apparently he has to pay his own ransom. Which I hardly even remember imprisoning this guy. I guess we did at some point. Big Finns are continuing to be involved in more wars. They're no longer threatening, so maybe we should go ahead and subjugate into it. Taking over some more places. You know, expand the territory a bit more. Or that'll help us, you know, get closer to being able to fight Novgorod. Well, they've got about 2,000 troops on us somehow. hopefully we'll be able to. Player tech will be superior. Nope. See, this was a mistake. Yeah, let's just... let's give piety up. That was a big mistake. I believe it squandered our subjugation and has his ally as well. We can't even go after that other nation that was right there because they merged together. I guess we could have been using this whole thing before, but I mean, you'd have to have 500 prestige to do it. You know, at times when we had 500 prestige, we could have done it. Mostly just waiting around at this point. Not a lot we can really do at this exact moment. I think Novgorod might be duking out with somebody. Yeah, they're actually finding a lot of people, which means we might actually be able to just, you know, walk on in basically. He wants to, you know, they start taking some heavy losses. Let's boost religious customs. Set a guardian. Sure. Yeah, their numbers kind of tanking in right now because those losses from for like from 3 wars that they're in. Well, our numbers aren't great either because those who he recently lost a war. To then just 2 conflicts. So none of them are likely to be major enough to actually reduce it. There's maybe by all that much. I mean, they're down to only about being able to get about 7,000. If we could get all our allies, all our tribal vassals in on it, we could also get roughly that many. So, you know, let's try it. It can't be much worse of a mistake than the last war we tried to fight. You know, losing wars in CK2 isn't nearly as bad as losing them in, say, a European Universalist 4, where your opponent gets the exact same options that you do. You know, as far as what they can take. Well, I mean, if you let them force demands, I guess maybe we can do that in CK2 as well. I'm not sure if their defenders can enforce any demands. Yeah, it's usually the attacker that's doing all of the demanding. Well, we're making progress. You know, actual progress in the war against Novgorod of all nations. That's honestly pretty impressive. And just briefly became cynical before our guardian talked her out of it. Well, I guess we're squaring off against her army. So you've got both a terrain advantage and a numbers advantage. Not great for us. But we were able to kill a lot of them. was really a good tactic would probably be to trying to ambush them in small numbers. Rather than taking on pretty much their entire army all at once. But when they're low on morale, that can also work. Apparently somebody was fabricating something. Not so much for trying to get out of that territory before the whole horde arrived. Unfortunately, we don't have 500 prestige right now. I mean, they're not doing too great. As much as we're not doing a whole lot to them, they're in a pretty rough spot from the looks of it. There are 3 other conflicts. I mean, they've only got about 2,000 left right now, so maybe we can actually win this. If only we take the salt only as well. Well, so much for that, I guess. Because non-for is no more. Is now part of an even bigger kingdom. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be reforming the faith anytime soon. I think I'm actually ended there because it's almost 3 AM. It was a short stream, but you know, it's something. Probably gonna just do like it did previously, splice this onto a longer stream of the same game. So thank you for watching. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next stream. It'll probably be like in a couple days. tonight we're going to be playing some CK2. Last time I streamed this, it wasn't a very long stream, but there's one big thing that definitely happened, and that Novgorod got conquered by somebody other than us, so now an even bigger nation has all the holy sites we could possibly get. Never religion. Which they're also assuming UNESCO, so they might reform it themselves. Well, they're also, they also have Gavelkind succession, so. Upon the death of this guy who's malnourished, won't necessarily last super long. The highest ranking the titles he holds will be split among his valid heir. There's either his 3 sons or all 7 of his children, depending on the exact details of the succession. And that means it starts from the top down, and on top of that, anytime the highest level title in a nation, then it becomes owned by somebody else. It becomes an independent nation. That's why you kind of want to dismantle any titles, the kingdom level titles, until you become an emperor, and any other or duchy level titles until you become a king. So that you at least if you have Gavelkind succession, which tribes always do, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, we can always do what we can. Oh wait, once the queen in 7 years, we can do what we can to hasten the process a bit. Because unfortunately, children cannot plot to assassinate rulers. I mean, he's also going into battle, so he might get himself killed, and potentially leave Novgorod wide open for an attack on top of that. Since she's got multiple the Jones Vikings. A band of fierce Vikings have established a warrior brotherhood instead along the Baltic coast, based in a castle known as Jomsborg. These Jomsvikings, or devoted to Thor, Odin, and the other Norse gods. They broke no quarter on the battlefield and will permit only the strongest and ablest warriors among their number. These are those who would dismiss them as simple brigands, but the Jom's Vikings have vowed to defend all Norse lands from being encroached by Christendom or other foreign religions. Granted is just going into he's just fighting against some rebels. You can also apparently join a defensive pact against them because he's got enough. The pagan one is really big. He's threatening enough to justify a decent number of defensive pacts against them. This one will pretty much just waiting and seeing what happens. Hopefully this dude will pretty soon, and if not, we're to open it and for attack again. But, who knows how long that'll take. Trinidad was apparently converted Orthodox. And we need a new diviner. And the new Spy Master. least, you know, we might be able to start to, you know, plotting to expedite to his king's, his particular, like, high chief's, his demise. How he is a king, not a high chief. Yeah, I'm sure he's got plenty of enemies, given that, like, a good portion of Novgorod isn't gonna like him. Not particularly. Oh, looks like somebody's gotten mad about them to revoke their titles. All over in Sweden. So there's also a rather large revolt going on over here. That's why I'm also just, you know, waiting for our queen to actually become an adult so that she can do stuff. Seems that revolt is resolved. Can you not with the raiders right now? And they managed to beat us. Lovely. It probably helped we actually had somebody leading our armies. Oh wow, look. Oh, there goes that problem. Oh, hey, the titular crusades are starting. You know, the crusades of this game is kind of named after. Of course, you know, we're kind of doing over here doing our own thing. If anything, we'll be the target of the crusade at some point. Well, looks like the king of the pet Pigeon Eggs is dead. Right. Seems he had more than one, like, kingdom level title or something. Yeah, because I don't remember even seeing Vladimir before. And now Novgorod is in the hands of a 6-year-old with no army. Now, if we could just get a Casus Belli. I mean, it's as simple as fabricating a claim. But unfortunately, actually, let's see if we can appoint somebody with, you know, something better than a 4. Let's find characters, search all. Drawing court, yes. I believe due to the rules of the game, it has to be a dude. Bolt, yes. Diplomacy. This guy, he's got a 23. Range is also 56. But hey, that 23 will help him. You know. I get the feeling I have to wait until June. Yeah. Probably a measure to keep me from just skirting around it that can't sign a new job until such and such a date thing. So, sorry, David, but I'm pretty sure you're the guy that I literally brought in to be my chancellor. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you just displace Elmar the Merry just because you'll do a slightly better job. And you could be doing a vastly better job of than our now previous chancellor. Improve intrigue. You only need to bump it up by 1 to complete that goal. The regency has ended, so the previous king of this kingdom over here was still alive. We could try and assassinate him. Well, the first crusade has begun against Lesser Poland, which is a bit close to us, so oh wow. That whole being part of a bigger kingdom and the not thing had a dead number on Novgorod's ability to, like, defend itself. Yes. We have a claim. Which I think I saw some of their soldiers going off to fight somebody. Probably fighting it. Maybe not, because I mean it's a different religion, so yeah, they've got at most like just over 2,000 soldiers. Let's try once more. Take this one particular territory. Which, I mean, we've got more than double their current maximum. And that's including their ability to call in allies. To call in their tribal allies. well, the Chancellor didn't last long, but he did his job. He got us a claim on this territory. It looks like of all people to be trying to do subjugation war, it's a random chiefdom in Suomi. Which, I mean, they might be able to win, honestly. Because between us and the rest of the people all attacking them, Novgorod's kinda getting walloped. Just as long as we can actually win the war before these guys can, so that we don't, get interrupted by a successful subjugation war again. We're doing way better than they are, so they're also apparently defending in a holy war against the Byzantines, so I imagine a decent number of their soldiers are probably occupied with that. And they probably don't have very many soldiers to begin with, for that matter. Being just a single, county. And I think they're a duchy, but still. They've only got the one territory. Looks like he could spy master, or we got another dead spy master, so we gotta place him into. That was also one of our tribal vassals who died, and now the new ruler of that, and now the new high chief of that tribe is actually willing to join the fight. Alright. Enforce demands. We now have the province that we've been aiming for a good portion of this playthrough. Or at least that better be the right province. So that's that province. That's a province way over there. That's a province we actually have. And that's a province we have. So we just need one more holy site. And to get to get to someone this goes moral authority up to 50%. Although we do have to do something apparently. Yeah, we've got to convert this guy. So I guess we'll just send in the diviner. I also want to cool it on the war so that we can make sure that both the members of the royal couple stay home long enough to produce an heir. Because as it sits right now, our heir is not of our dynasty. So we need, somebody new to take that spot. It would help if it would certainly help if our husband didn't have a negative 19 opinion of us. Also because we're gluttonous. It's just like, this isn't what my parents signed me up for when I was like 6. The little queen is just like shoveling food in the most undignified manner. It looks like Crusade has been victorious, and so has this guy. So, King Rourke III of Novgorod, who was previously just Chief Rurik of Bezeki, the random province that lives in Eastern Europe that rarely has any real significance on its own, has now just sort of become the capital of Novgorod by sheer luck. We need a new steward. Guess we're sending. Well, it didn't really give me an option to write in a less blunt way. You can have exactly tried to write to write a letter to her husband less bluntly. Apparently, there was some religious conflict going on somewhere. I'm just gotta try and get this guy to convert and wait for a chance to get into another nearby holy site. We're not gonna go after that one, that's for sure. Given that it's in Byzantine territory and super far away. Just as the one over in Novgorod. I guess we'll be fighting against King Rurik III, the guy who became a king for just being lucky. He was able to take advantage of a good opportunity. We've currently got a maximum of 3,018 Union soldiers, and that's not even then counting the allies that might come to our aid. Let's actually do some ally maintenance. You know, maximize the number of vassals we have that actually like us, so that they'll actually come and help us fight. We just need one of these things to go well. Oh hey! Guess we don't even need that much. Now he's like, oh, you're pregnant? Heck yeah. I really like you now. By 15. You know, it offsets the fact that some of that is the fact that you're now pregnant completely offsets how disgusting you look when you eat food. Hey, now he's at 25 because and he also decided to just sort of leave. Let's risk and avoid any hard task. Make an offering to the gods. And we want our kid to be strong, beautiful, or healthy, or smart. Let's go with strong. We have special character actions available. Except go into hiding. And take a minor rest. Oh, you're back. After your journey to who knows where. No look. Baze has just said that he really wants that throne. have to, you know, try and kill me for it. I mean, pretty soon we're gonna have the kids, so it's gonna kind of loses out on the biggest thing he had to gain from this whole plot. Fortunately, the attempt to imprison him was unsuccessful. Now we've got to crush him. Which, I mean, pretty much everybody's wanting to come and help. You don't really need to be worrying much about a relationship with her husband quite so much, because like we're actually on good footing, at least for now. At least until well, thanks, dude. Thanks for just sort of ending the guy. Hey, for me. Well, that made that go by a lot faster. Let's send her husband over to Novgorod to try and fabricate a claim. But unfortunately, we can't revoke any titles, so. You gotta wait for this dude to either die or maybe either convert or maybe die. I don't know if he'll be automatically, if he'll automatically be replaced by a Nisco priest. These are not. Since when was this an independent territory? The fact that it's the exact same color confused me, and now I'm less pleased with that guy just that guy stepping in and just has the obliterating guy that used to own this territory. I'm pretty sure fell a Lightfoot. And soldiers. Now we've got to fight another war over the same territory. Because it somehow became independent due to just the way that duel shook out. And now we're incapable. Lovely. It looks like Novgorod's getting pretty well back to full strength. Still perfect territory that's that we were able to take. Well, hopefully that If that claim will outlast it. That is the I think claims last until until war for them was resolved. So it should last it. That is it until after our current truce news finishes. Maybe you should consider getting a new diviner. Or maybe one is 15 rather than 11. A bit better. At least we'll continue to have claims on that territory. It's less a matter of casus belli, more a matter of having the muscle to do it and the truth, and just not having a truce. We've got probably upgrade some of our stuff as well. Oh, while we wait. Upgrade to this level 4. No, I think it's just level 3. Just pulling in some more tax income. You'll probably need to get camouflage to get wall and ditch. Or camouflage outpost or whatever. if we get enough money, we might be able to build a great work as well. Well, at some point. That point is not right now. Now we're just trying to get some more members for Dynasty. And regain this territory and finally get the third of the holy site. Despite being incapable, we're now diligent. Yeah, we're doing well what we can do. If we can just get this guy to convert, then there'll be at least 5 more moral authority for religion. Which it needs to have 50% in order to be reformable. In addition to his name to have that one more holy site and 750 piety for us to be able to be the ones to reform it. Can start sending gifts to vassals. Or not, because sometimes our husband will randomly decide we can't. He's gotta give it to charity, apparently. Novgorod's got a revolt problem. Apparently we don't have a truce with the King of Novgorod currently. We just have a truce with the former one. Alright, because we haven't actually fought Rorik yet. We've only fought because we got to this territory. Me fighting the guy that got conquered. So we can actually just go ahead and use that claim. In fact, we apparently have a claim on the whole kingdom. However, probably claim just a county if we're not sure we'll be able to destroy the title. So I'm gonna check what the requirements for destroying the title are. We actually can't destroy it because it's under Gavelkind. So it would actually be better strategically, at least if we have another kit at some point. And to just take the individual whole territory. Rather than trying to take Rorik's entire kingdom from him. Now's not the time to be... Now's not the time to be Buggy Mouse. I think we've got some prisoners, so if we just run low on cash, we can probably just ransom some people. Or not, because apparently nobody's willing to pay any money for them. Either we can't ransom while at war. Let's pick a patron deity. Go for Uko. Can't really spare much gold right now. Eh, I don't feel like it's really that big of a concern right now. Well, I mean, it's not targeting our arrows, though. It's not targeting either of the royal parents either. So, now we need a new spy master. And a new steward. Apparently, Rook was able to bring more of his allies into the war. I mean, he's kind of already lost at this point. So I've got a third of the Holy Territory, so we just need to get that moral authority up and get more piety and to hold on to these territories. And then we'll be able to reform. Let's see what ways we can improve our interface moral authority. So full control of holy site plus 10%, partial control plus 5%. Our religious heads we can't get plus 0.5 per point of diplomacy on religious heads, and with the piety and the holy site. Can raid infidel temples and loot them. I'll get plus 1%. Building a temple gets plus 1% as well. You can complete the Paragon of Virtue new ambition. I'll boost it by plus 1% for 20 years. Looks like it's mostly gonna be raiding infidel temples and building our own temples. Apparently we can now summon devout warriors for 200 piety. Apparently there's this guy trying to become independent. And unfortunately her husband won't let us throw him in prison. Even though he's the leader of the plot. Unfortunately, unless, you know, somebody decides, like, to intervene, we're gonna be playing this character probably at least the next, like, 30 in-game years. Get things we can upgrade using technology. Military organization improves morale of armies, land organization equals supply limit. Seems like a good choice. Go for trade practices. Ooh, Majesty helps us build piety faster. Yeah, let's keep that guy from joining any factions. We're gonna have to convert this guy as well. Well, it's still gonna be a bit before we can get any more of this territory over here back. Guess we can worship the ancestors while we wait. But what benefits can we actually get from this? Because if there was some way to give our incapability, that would be amazing. But I doubt it's a very common occurrence. Let's see. I do kind of wonder if there is anything that can fix the whole being incapable thing. Nope, doesn't look like there is a way to fix that. Most one of the possibilities we can get from praying for a long and healthy life, doing a human sacrifice to it will help. Lovely. Diviner got murdered trying to convert to... It's keeping us from having complete control all over that holy territory. Hey, there's... Wait, no. That was a mistake. I need this dude. He's got the same level of learning, but he's also actually a religion. Right. 4% chance, and it's yearly. So let's build a monument. Get some animal prestige. Or invigorated, but that doesn't fix their brain. Well, it does offset some of the penalties for fertility. So that's something. Well, it's mostly just a matter of waiting. I'm hoping that these particular two people convert. And probably their husband back to the capital to perform statecraft. We don't really need to claim that territory anymore. Or because we have it now. Probably also send some raids about. Trying to up our moral authority. By targeting provinces to have infidel temples in them. Oh man, I'm not seeing a whole lot of temples. There's one. So he got immediately attacked. I mean, we had the terrain advantage, so it only helps us on our way to being the requisite piety. And managed to bump it overall 30 up to 20. So if we can just get these new priests converted, then it'll be up to 30 for the duration, and with some of the effects on it. Also, this territory over here that has an infidel temple. Yeah, we don't need any conspirators right now. Currently, Denmark is Christian now. And we have a strange chest. And you know, the chief of Blackville has a worrying mainline of succession. Can't really do much about it until 963. Here's another infidel temple. got some new hostages. Quite a few actually. Let's see. We'll need temples over here. Oh, there's one over here. Well, we also see about building some of our own. That's 404, 4.5. It also varies depending on the territory you're looking at. Usually around 480. And her husband keeps donating her money to charity. This makes it that much harder to be able to build temples. At least we've been able to hold the raid successfully. We in quite a few places. And get our moral authority up bit by bit. Now where's the next temple we can try and go after? I'm not really seeing any more temples right now. Wait, here's one. Over in the capital of Sweden. Can't have a bold move. No, but hey, it has no garrison. Oh wait, no, it's got 7,000 troops just are stationed there. Never mind. So that's enough raiding for now. Usually since, a lot of our troops kind of died. They run in with pretty much the entire army of Sweden. I mean, we're still waiting for people to convert, so it's probably gonna be a little while before. So, also, who keeps losing holy wars somewhere? it's really dragging down the moral authority. So if they could stop, that would be great. They've lost like four. Somebody's lost like four holy wars somewhere. I'm not even entirely sure where the other feminists go. Rulers are. Even this has become Christian. They're right over here. They're directly adjacent to us. Lovely. So her husband keeps donating relatively small amounts of money to charity against her will. I mean, hey, if that's the worst he's doing, he's not bad. You mean, yeah, he could be doing way worse things. I guess we can. Well, I guess we didn't gain ambitious, but we could have been the most ambitious and capable person. You know, like, one of these days, I'm gonna stand up again. That's what I'm gonna do. Maybe actually speak instead of making weird gurgling noises. That is when you know, intelligibly tell my husband not to keep donating my money to charity, rather than just this is having no option but to just sit there and let him do it. Or, you know, kind of sure you can. And what's more, Jay is giving us piety, so it's actually helping us reach one requirement to her form of faith. believe the truce is over, yep. So we can regain another one of the territories we lost earlier. Novacell is converted. Naturally, there's a bunch of people that, like, oh, we're too busy doing absolutely nothing. But we've got enough military might with just our personal reserves plus a few allies. Take on this guy that has a grand total of 2 new provinces. And first demands. We might as well nominate her daughter as her successor. Gonna win the election anyway. It's sure, let's blackmail that guy. Trying to keep this guy from getting a significant enough faction together to actually do something. More for money going to charity. Unfortunately, we can't imprison them. So apparently, her husband is no longer a regent for some reason. That's vaguely concerning. Yes, finally, he wants those territories has become the proper religion. Let's see, who's her daughter married? Probably somebody fairly close to her age. Gotta be somebody that's willing to accept a matrilineal marriage. Guess we're going with this random quarter because he's kind of the closest one in an age. Even though he's 9 years younger. Now I've just gotta get a diviner over the Novgorod. apparently this guy that here from our own territories, one of the subjects of ours is trying to subjugate Novgorod now. So I think that means that he'll leave. But yeah, that means that territory will become part of Novgorod instead of being under our control. All if he wins. Fortunately, I'm not sure if we can really do a whole lot about that. Special holding actions. Ooh, it will increase his moral authority. And we've got the money and the piety. Let's do it. Plus 5% moral authority for over 50 years. So it's better than building a temple. So we can just bump it up by another 20. Which looks like you don't need to worry about not converting over there anymore. So we can bring our diviner home. And our husband has passed away, maybe from some kind of illness. It also means we no longer have a chancellor. We'll have to get a new one. At least this new regent has been giving all our money to charity. One like stack of 6 coins at a time. Well, it does actually like lower our ability to gain piety, maybe because we're no longer gaining like however much each time. Our commanders has improved. Apparently our steward was trying to take territory from Kievan Rus and lost. Right now, so waiting for more good opportunities. Those Lost Holy Wars are wearing off, so each time the moral authority for fate is growing by 3. Which moral authority is currently a -9 penalty from Lost Holy Wars, so once those are done with, unless somebody loses more, it'll be up to 32, it'll be up to 42 currently. And so, I believe Ruler's Last Stray and Temple's Desecrated are also temporary penalties. So, that would, if we can just get rid of those penalties, these before all before any of the bonuses wear out. Which, I mean, at its base, it's already at 40%. And, you know, without the penalties. So once those penalties are gone, we've just gotta keep the penalties off and improve by 10. Of course, I mean, none of those penalties or things are really in our control, so... We're also getting pretty close to having the 750 piety. Yeah, we're managing to get pretty close to reforming the faith in spite of being incapable. Also got this one territory that used to be ours, and sure, let's be lustful and incapable. And it's gonna take 6 years before we can try and take that territory back. It's like Novgorod's taking a bit of a beating from Vladimir, Tartu, and Nyland. Finland is marching to the territory. once we get all this stuff together, we might be able to actually to pick some of these things. Things for reforms. Now we've got a peasant revolt to deal with. It took like a few seconds practically. Which apparently we actually have regular vassal levies now as well. Only 2 new soldiers, but still. It's third in the vassal. Obligate that guy. So it's gonna be 5 more years before we can finally get this last bit of territory. At least our religion's moral authority is taking up a bit. Because somebody's been raiding some infidel temples. He's only got 13 in penalties. Actually, if all the bonuses can stick around, and we can get rid of the penalties, then we'll only need to like raid 2 temples. To get it up to the needed moral authority. I'm not sure how long it'll be before those penalties wear off. I'm pretty sure at least some of these bonuses are nearer than those, so. Yeah, we're getting very close. Greater melee techniques. apparently people in our territory are forming alliances with each other. And now you have another new regent. I think the old guy died. Let's see if we can ransom any of our prisoners. We can get 30 gold by ransoming off the 3 people that somebody's willing to pay for. Oh, we're finally not incapable anymore. Now we're just insane. We're also being raided by Pskov. Should say we can deal with that. I didn't realize that you could just sort of have an event that stops you from being incapable. I mean, at least when you're a lunatic, you don't need a regent. I'm having a dinner party. I'm having dinner and plenty of drinks with Shaman March of Puma tonight. It's lovely, yet what I am most charmed by is that he is Mark himself. Why else would I not immediately stop our conversation and would just slowly begin to touch upon some almost heretical ideas, questioning the salvation of Uko? I mean, admittedly, we are insane, so... What more harm can getting involved in the Suminos equivalent of Satanism do? Or whatever's going on. You also become greedy. Well, you might want to be careful about that, because some of the things that you end up doing. You know what, maybe not. It's exactly in character for somebody with a lunatic trait to just sort of change their mind and on a whim about, about being a heretic. You know. So that you do in that particular faction undermines the moral authority of your faith. And that would kind of hurt all the progress we've been making towards Reformation. So like maybe you can play around with it after we reform the faith. And apparently we've got too big of a dementia, but I think that might partly just be the lunatic thing. We've gained some stewardship. At least to be able to take this last province and it's back by the end of next year. So, yeah, I'd rather not have you do that because actually that might actually be good because as long as it's not this guy that's dying. And it won't really have much of an effect. Maybe I don't think. Sure, that guy can be the new chancellor. Their heiress can finally marry her betrothed. And somebody else is trying to. Somebody else from our kingdom is trying to subjugate Novgorod again. Apparently, we're kind of less horny in our more mature age. 46. This is the year we can finally get this last territory conquered again. And that penalty is here from the lot from those rulers converting. I think it's finally worn off. Except now there's a new one. Just, you know, exactly what we don't want is new penalties being introduced. Yeah, sure, let's become buddies with this guy. Now we can finally take this last territory back. Without having to break any truces or anything like that. Sounds really doing pretty well right off the bat. Now slightly less well. Does it have a slight advantage in numbers? You've got the terrain advantage. We're defending our siege in their own territory. I think on that note, it's probably gonna do it for this stream. I've been live for maybe for 2.5 hours at this point. So I'm gonna save the game and maybe find somebody to host. Probably either, somebody else who's streaming CK2, maybe they could use the help, or somebody on my follow list. So, go to the BRB, maybe while I look for somebody.